This video is about the architectural design and steel frame construction of the Alexander and Baldwin building in Honolulu, Hawaii, constructed in 1928-29. The A&B building was principally designed by architect Hart Wood when he was partners with C.W. Dickey. The video begins with comments from Don Hebert from Mason Architects given at the weekly Friday meeting of the Engineers and Architects of Hawaii on February 11, 2011. Glenn Mason and Don Hebert were the guest speakers who provided comments on their recently published book on architect Hart Wood, which chronicles Hart Wood's contributions to architectural regionalism in Hawaii. Mr. Hebert's comments provide insight on the partnership between Hart Wood and C.W. Dickey and the development of the architectural design of the A&B building in 1927.
In 1927, C.W. Dickey comes back to the islands, and he and Wood continue their partnership for several years. So they're working together as partners. Dickey's taking the senior partner share, and on the whole, they're not working together. One commission where they did end up working together was the Alexander and Ballwin building. These are some early drawings of the building. You can see down here, Dickey is signing them. And this is probably the architect's dream commission for the 1930s. It's being built as a memorial to the founders of Alexander and Baldwin. Alexander is Dickey's grandfather, so that's probably why he gets the commission. But it's going to be a very lavish building. So these are the first thoughts that Dickey has on the building. And then it starts to progress to about where it gets to be today. But first, again, very much more of a Beaux-Arts building, but then little by little it starts changing. You start getting a Chinese little bit here, and then all of a sudden the Chinese detail starts taking over the entire building. And we know that Wood is designing the entire exterior, which is all terracotta. And so it's very much a joint effort on this. You have Dickey's Hawaiian hip roof on the top, a very nice loggia on the top fourth floor. Inside, the floors are made of Belgium marble. Originally it was a two-story space when you first went into. Now they've put a mezzanine in that space. And if you go through all the detailing on the building is all Chinese. Again, Wood is pulling this out of books of the period. If you go up there today, you'll see big planters on either side. He actually pulled that out of a detail off of a chair. He took part of it off of that. The fretwork around the frames of the doors are also from that. The building stresses out their relationship, and at this point Hart Wood and Dickey break up and go separate ways on their career from this point on.
The following series of slides show the construction sequence of the building, starting from the cleared lot. The pictures were taken over 17 months between January 1928 and May 1929. The building lot was cleared and ready for construction in January 1928. It appears some initial excavation pits were dug over the site prior to the start of the foundation excavation. After about 1 month, excavation for the basement foundation is nearly completed. A temporary ramp which exited onto Queen Street provided access for the dump trucks. Workers appear to be reinforcing the adjacent building's foundation footings. The water on the site could be either groundwater or from a recent winter storm. The site discharge pipe can be seen routed to a storm drain. About 3 weeks later, the forms are nearly completed for the foundation wall to reinforce the adjacent building's foundations. The groundwater or stormwater appears to have been successfully pumped out. The foundation excavation has been completed. This is the site's concrete plant. These two gentlemen are either the construction managers or architects Dickey and Wood. Three weeks later, the reinforcing foundation wall has been completed and work has started on the building's basement ramp. The temporary ramp has been removed. 4 days later, the forms have been removed. This is the typical mat foundation without piles used on buildings even today in downtown Honolulu. The two overseers inspect the site. In the background is the old Castle and Cook building, which Hart Wood designed in 1920. The basement ramp is inspected. Three months into construction, and the forms for the building's main foundation walls are nearing completion. In the center is a temporary platform to be used to move the concrete from the plant to the forms with wheelbarrows. Two weeks later, the foundation is complete and the portable timber-framed crane has been assembled. This timber crane will be used to assemble the steel framing for the building. This tractor was used to pull and install the crane's lifting cables. The crane's hoist gearbox can be seen in a following slide. By pulling cables through various pulleys, the crane lifts and places the building's steel framing. These men control the crane's boom. As will be seen in the following slides, this timber crane is easily disassembled and relocated throughout the building during the steel frame erection. The first steel has been erected. The timber crane has been relocated. It can be simply pulled back as each section of the building framing is installed. The crane cables to the hoist gearbox can be seen here. This is the location of the hoist gearbox. Also, the main concrete plant can be seen here with the elevator structure to lift the concrete bucket from the mixer to the dispensing hopper. About 4 weeks after the first steel was erected, the timber crane has been relocated to the third floor. The boom has been installed and the fourth floor and roof framing erection has started. 6 months after the start of construction, the building steel has been erected and the portable timber frame crane has been removed. The concrete plant has been removed. 2 months later, a new taller construction elevator has been installed. The first floor concrete walls have been poured and the forms for the second floor walls are being fitted. Concrete is transported from the elevator to the walls and floors with wheelbarrows. Another 9 months, about 17 months after the start of construction, the building is nearing completion. Scaffolding has been erected around the building to install the terracotta exterior. Work has started on installing the tile roof. The building was completed and opened later in 1929. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1979, 50 years after it was completed.